We'll talk about that later, but remember that birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein that Donald Trump said did not exist at all? The one that was just more fake news from his haters? A bawdy note alongside a drawing of a naked woman fabricated in order to make it seem like he had some sort of friendly relationship with the world's most notorious sex trafficker? I mean, there was, of course, already decades of evidence, including photos and videos of the pair getting along quite well, so it was odd that he would try to deny the existence of such a letter, which was part of a collection of letters given to Epstein by Ghislaine Maxwell in honor of his 50th birthday back in 2003. But the letter itself was so creepy and so potentially incriminating that he not only denied writing it, he claimed that the whole thing was fake. So fake, in fact, that he filed a $20 billion libel lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal's publisher, claiming that the letter or drawing simply did not exist. And he even posted the many ways in which the letter was not his over on his Truth Social platform. Here's what he said at the time.
The Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story. But he did, and now I'm going to sue his ass off, and that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Okay. So after Trump filed the lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal, a spokesperson for the publisher stated that they, quote, have full confidence in the rigor and accuracy of our reporting and will vigorously defend against any lawsuit. And, well, the letter that Trump says doesn't exist, it exists. It was given to the House Oversight Committee by lawyers from Epstein's estate. Members of the committee have posted a scan of the letter online, and the Wall Street Journal has confirmed that it's the one that they based their reporting on.
Yeah, we'll get to it, but they did like a very comprehensive visual analysis of everything to go along with
That's
it.
the
But
one.
this you? Yes, in fact, it is, and there's no way you can deny it.
So, yeah, you're seeing it on screen now with the weird drawing of a woman's figure and a signature in a certain area of that woman's figure. And we might as well, read it to you once again now that we have the letter itself. So here you go. I'm going to need a shower after this because it's still one of the creepiest things I've ever read.
Yeah. There must be more to life than having everything.
Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is.
Nor will I, since I also know what it is.
We have certain things in common, Jeffrey.
Yes, we do, come to think of it.
Enigmas never age, have you noticed that?
As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret.
Ugh, and yeah, then he signed his name in his typical manner, which was positioned where the woman's pubic hair would have been. Yeah. So now that the letter has been proven to exist and was handed directly to members of Congress from Epstein's estate, I guess there's no way for Trump to deny this, right?
You got him dead to rights.
Wrong. Because Trump has complete and utter control of the Republican Party, and nearly all members have proven that they are willing to run cover for our potentially pedophilic president and his clear and direct relationship with the world's most notorious sex trafficker, Jeffrey Epstein. With more on the acquisition of this evidence, here's the Wall Street Journal, who we assume are very happy with the House Oversight Committee's decision to release this letter to the public, because they can just point it and go, told you so.
Lawyers for Jeffrey Epstein's estate have given Congress a copy of the birthday book put together for the financier's 50th birthday, which includes a letter with President Trump's signature that he has said doesn't exist. On Monday, House Oversight Committee members confirmed that they received a copy of the birthday book, including the letter bearing Trump's signature, and a second letter that references Trump with a crude joke about a woman from another Epstein associate. Carolyn Leavitt, White House press secretary, said in a social media post that Trump's legal team will continue to pursue its defamation case against the Journal. All right.
In light of this new evidence, we will not back down from our case that claimed this evidence does not exist. We are very smart.
Stay the course, I guess. As I have said all along, it's very clear President Trump did not draw this picture, and he did not sign it, Leavitt said in a post on X.
Do not believe your lying eyes. And yeah, if she had done this at a press conference, I can only imagine that before walking in the room, she would have taken the cross and put it underneath, just because that's the telltale of how bad she's going to lie today.
Yeah.
She doesn't want it to burn through her favorite shirt. Yeah. No. So, lady, Trump has arguably the most recognizable signature in the world at this point. He signed the letter exactly the way he's signed every document for decades. But it continues. Lawyers for the co-executors of Epstein's estate turned over a copy of that birthday book on Monday in response to a subpoena from Representative James Comer, Republican of Kentucky, the chair of the House Oversight Committee. In a July 25th letter to the Epstein estate's lawyers, Representative Robert Garcia, a Democrat of California, and Representative Ro Khanna, a Democrat of California, had pressed the estate to release the book. President Trump called the Epstein investigation a hoax and claimed that his birthday note didn't exist. Now we know that Donald Trump was lying and is doing everything he can to cover up the truth, said Garcia, who is the committee's Democratic ranking member. Enough of the games and lies. Release the full files now.
And about that whole hoax business, like Representative Garcia stated, the president has repeatedly claimed that all of this Epstein stuff is just an elaborate hoax.
Wow.
Capital H hoax. But late last week, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, very bizarrely dropped some lore on this.
No one knew what to think of this.
Okay. He claimed that actually Donald Trump, he was an FBI informant the entire time.
It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
He was playing 7D chess.
This is literally one of the more deranged QAnon beliefs is that
Yeah.
Trump was a white hat pedophile trying to take the pedophiles down from
the inside. Yeah.
Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, said that Trump was an FBI informant working against Epstein in order to bring him down. That's what he said. So obviously Trump is actually a hero.
Yeah, if you think about it, Trump's the hero, you know?
Despite, the lamestream media trying to portray him as some sort of philanderer.
Donald Trump, a philanderer?
I don't think so.
A lover of multiple women? A man who is certainly not famous for his sexcapades?
Lover of multiple. He loves women.
That's right.
Except what? This makes no sense. And it was a bizarre statement because if the Epstein investigation was a hoax, like Trump keeps on saying, why the fuck would the FBI have Donald Trump as an informant for a case that is a hoax? It doesn't make sense. Also, it was a statement that brought Trump right back into the Epstein conversation after almost 2 months of Republicans trying their best to just move on.
Yeah.
Actually, Trump was deeply involved with Jeffrey Epstein, but, he was doing all that stuff as an informant. I am very smart.
Yes, that is my big brain working.
Look at this propeller on my head. Anyway, Johnson had to walk back his bizarre claims almost immediately because nobody, not even Trump administration officials, understood what exactly he was getting at here.
Speaker Mike Johnson on Monday revised his claim last week that President Donald Trump was an FBI informant in the Jeffrey Epstein case, telling reporters that he possibly didn't use the right terminology.
What would the right terminology? What did you mean, Mike?
What I was referring to in that long conversation was what the victim's attorney said more than a decade ago, Johnson said, adding that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago and was generally helpful in law enforcement investigations of the convicted sex offender. I don't know if I used the right terminology, but that's common knowledge, and everybody knows that.
Do they?
So this is much ado about nothing, Johnson told reporters Monday. Johnson told reporters Thursday that Democrats had impure motives for seeking to release Justice Department records related to Epstein and said Trump was actually an FBI informant trying to take this stuff down. Trump has made no such claim publicly, and no evidence has emerged to support the claim of law enforcement cooperation. On Monday, Johnson said he was simply recounting what others had said.
Yeah, who are those others? Q?
Yeah, it was...
See that shit on 8chan? Mike?
Guess so.
What a shit show. Now, we should once again point out that the timelines and excuses and the supposed falling out between Trump and Epstein have been an inconsistent mess. Because the main story they were going with was that the pair had a falling out related to a real estate deal around 2004. But then, a few weeks ago, Trump bizarrely claimed that he and Epstein actually turned on each other because Epstein had stolen one of the underage women that was working in his Mar-a-Lago spa.
Excuse me, Mr. President, can you say that again? Because we were all under the impression that the working theory was that much later, after you'd praised him multiple times, that it was a real estate deal, and that felt very safe. It felt like a very safe explanation. Mr. President, could you say again how he stole one of those underage girls?
And because he took people, I said, don't do it anymore. They work for me. And he took, beyond that, he took some others. And once he did that, that was the end of him. I didn't like when they steal people. I don't like it. But that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women.
What did they do?
In the spa.
In the spa.
Yeah.
Did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her.
Yeah, and just using the word stolen in reference to a human being.
Yeah.
Interesting. On its face, a disgusting admission, because not only did he dehumanize a victim of Jeffrey Epstein by positioning her as his property, he also fully admitted to having underage girls working in his resort spa, which is weird.
Yeah, it might not
and
be illegal,
sus.
but it's definitely weird.
Yeah, he stole my sex slave is what this sounds like.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, that apparently happened in the year 2000, which doesn't line up because Trump wrote the birthday letter, the one with the wonderful secrets,
Yeah.
in 2003, and was famously quoted in a New York Magazine article in 2002, where he said, and again, this is just a gross thing
Yeah.
that I hate reading, but he said, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life.
Yeah, so
He's a pedophile and he's a good friend of mine. We got a
It's-
lot in common. A lot of wonderful secrets together.
it is bizarre that literally like the White House's the official statement of all this was like, oh no, it was a real estate deal. It was after he said all that stuff. And that kind of takes care of things, right, everyone? And then Trump on I believe it was on Air Force One, just no, he stole someone from me
Yeah.
far earlier than anyone would know.
And someone, I think, immediately followed it up, was one of those people Virginia Giuffre? It was a
Yes,
prominent-
actually, it was the person who just killed herself because of this.
Prominent Epstein victim.
Yeah.
Committed suicide recently.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah, I think it was. Like, what?
Sure, go
Okay.
ahead, keep talking, Mr. President. Now, it's obviously getting increasingly difficult for Trump to deny everything that's happened with the Epstein investigation and his role in the scandal, though it won't stop his supporters from continuing to look past all of this clear evidence. Now, if you, for some reason, need further proof that the birthday letter is legitimate, the Wall Street Journal ran a separate article that not only analyzes his speech patterns and how all of these words line up with the way he talks in general and did back then, but it goes a step further by confirming the consistencies with his signature at the time, as well as the drawing of the woman compared to other drawings that he's done in the past.
Wait, I thought he'd never drawn a drawing.
Because as we saw, this
not a
was
doodle.
reported on the first time, but yeah, he has done drawings for charity events.
Yeah.
That actually he's like, these are my drawings. So they lined up the way that those look with these, and come on. So links to all of that and more are always down in the description below. Meanwhile, the president has been supercharging his attacks on Democratic cities across the country and completely doing away with any and all subtlety with a major rebrand of the United States military, changing the name from the Department of Defense
Gay!
to the much more aggressive Department of War.
Straight!
Heterosexual! It's obviously ironic coming from the guy who claimed to be the anti-war candidate who would end up ending all wars right upon taking office.
Well, in order to end all wars, you need a war to end all wars.
I get that's bleak. The whole thing has been obviously the lamest display of chest puffing that we've seen in quite a while, especially when you look at Pete Hegseth's Instagram profile, where you can almost feel how horny he is for this updated name and title. Yeah, it's crazy. But here's NPR with the basic info, and then we can get into his first act of aggression, which is against his own citizens.
War! President Trump signed an executive order on Friday to give the Department of Defense a new name, the Department of War. Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump said the rebranding reflected a new tone for the country and its military. According to the fact sheet, the order will also authorize Defense Department officials to substitute the word war into their titles. For example, the Secretary of Defense could use the title Secretary of War. Secretary of Defense. I love how they
Immediately called it the original thing, yeah.
They immediately call him Secretary of Defense right after that. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth appeared to acknowledge the change in a post on social media on Thursday, writing simply, Department of War! President Trump had previously signaled that a change was in the works. During an appearance in the Oval Office last month, Trump said that War Department just sounded to me better.
I like how it rolls off the tongue.
And are you ready for us to do the bit?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Hold on. Sir. He doesn't have the authority to do that. Only Congress can do that.
Please, sir, please.
This isn't how, that's not how it's supposed to. How many fucking times does he have to teach the media this lesson? I mean, I guess he has enough at this point, because there is a kind of disturbing pattern happening where they're kind of burying that lead way down in articles, if they even bring it up at all anymore.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, Trump's doing this thing.
Anyways, by the way, it's
10th
definitely still
paragraph
illegal.
down. Yeah, he's actually not.
Yeah, because even this article continues further down saying Trump does not have the authority to change the department's name without congressional action. The legal name was established by Congress in 1949 when it renamed the newly unified military service branches under a new Department of Defense following World War II. In a statement to NPR, constitutional scholar Steve Vladeck confirmed that while the president is free to refer to the Pentagon by whatever name he chooses, its legal name can't change without Congress. After signing the order on Friday, Trump indicated that the administration would ask Congress to codify the change into law, but also said, I'm not sure they have to. So, yeah, what's the first major mission for this newly named Department of War?
Yeah, who are we going to war with?
Yeah, well, it's an attack on one of our own cities. An attack on the American city of Chicago, which was, of course, announced through a social media post from the president's official account featuring an AI edit of himself that put him in the movie Apocalypse Now. And it said Chicagocalypse Now with the Chicago skyline and stuff. You get it. But it said, I love the smell of deportations in the morning. Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War.
What's with this AAV spin they're putting on it at the end there? I don't like that.
I have no idea.
Chicago about to find out that it's... Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Also, like, it was meant this way, but yeah, very fucking aggressive.
Yeah.
A very aggressive remark on an American city coming from the president who's sending who wants to send in out-of-state troops into a democratic city.
Yeah, also, I mean, like, okay, the word apocalypse in reference at all to this operation is not good. Also, the movie, I mean, I don't know if he's even fucking seen it. But
Definitely not.
It's a movie that's kind of about what a shit show and immoral circumstance the Vietnam War was.
Yeah.
That specific scene involves just like carpet bombing a jungle with napalm and like very clearly like killing a whole bunch of innocent people in the process. It's not really something you'd want associated with an operation on U.S. soil by the U.S. military.
Not at all. But he just thinks that it looks cool and that the quotes sound cool, so he wants that. It was definitely like cooked up by his meme department, which, it's gross. But
so in response, Governor J.B. Pritzker stated the obvious. The president of the United States is threatening to go to war with an American city. This is not a joke. This is not normal. Donald Trump isn't a strong man. He's a scared man. Illinois won't be intimidated by a wannabe dictator. Now, Trump would later walk back the direct claims of war on Chicago by saying he's just gonna go clean the city up a little bit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because he's been quite literally sending the military into numerous cities within the country, and he's certainly not gonna stop.
yeah, just regardless of what
It's
he
his
calls
favorite
it.
thing to do now. They said he couldn't have Greenland, so he's got a new passion,
Yeah.
and it's invading our own cities. I mean, it's soul crushing how far beyond the pale we are. Less than a year into this. On Monday, the administration announced the mission in Chicago as Operation Midway Blitz.
Oh, that sounds much better. Yeah, he really calmed me down after saying it's not a war in Chicago, but then hit right back with Operation Midway Blitz. Because it sounds like an act of war.
Well, there's like two of those three words are like direct references to
World War II. Yeah.
The Battle of Midway, the German Blitzkrieg. I mean, that's their thing, not ours.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's NBC Chicago with more. Just days after President Donald Trump posted on social media about planned Department of War efforts in Chicago, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and the Department of Homeland Security have announced new operations in the city. The Department of Homeland Security posted on X Monday morning saying it was launching what it called Operation Midway Blitz to target the criminal illegal aliens who flocked to Chicago and Illinois.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement posted a photo on social media a short time later showing an ICE vehicle with the Chicago skyline behind it. Chicago, a sanctuary city that attracts and protects criminal illegal aliens to the detriment of law-abiding citizens, the Post read. In an ICE-led operation, we are here to remove these dangerous public safety threats from American communities. As of Monday morning, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's office said there has been no communication or coordination from the White House to the governor's office directly. Like the public and press, we are learning of their operations through their social media as they attempt to produce a reality television show, Pritzker's office said in a statement. As Trump has said himself, this is not about seriously fighting crime or reforming immigration. It's about Trump's plan to go to war with America's third largest city. If he cared about delivering real solutions for Illinois, then we would have heard from him.
As we've seen countless times since Trump was inaugurated earlier this year, these ICE activities seem to have very little to do with taking violent criminals and gang members off the streets. They've instead consisted of just attacking really soft targets like department store parking lots, restaurants, construction sites, even just lying in wait outside of court hearings where people are showing up to literally work through the proper immigration and citizenship process. They're doing everything we ask them to do, and they're snatching them up there. The lie that the Trump administration is only going after the worst of the worst was made even clearer because of two major stories that broke over the past few days. And we'll get to that in just a second, but we got to stop right now for a very awkwardly timed sponsor break because we actually are an independent outlet who does not receive funding through dark money sources. So instead we do sponsorships to pay the bills.
That's right.
You get it. We get it. Let's tell you all about our sponsors so we can get back into the news.
And we're going to do a merch announcement at the end, too.
You're the sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by Mando, the deodorant that's got you covered. Fall's here, guys. Football season, throwing the pigskin around, yard work, mowing the lawn, maybe even some hunting trips. I don't know, not for me. But let's be honest, staying fresh can be a challenge. That's why you need to hear about Mando deodorant. From your pits to, well, everything else, Mando high-performance odor control and sweat control actually lasts all day. Forget those colognes that just mask that stank. Mando blocks odor before it starts. It's one stick, two jobs. That's coverage through double overtime games, that weekend project, even those extra long pre-holiday shifts. It's not magic. It's science. This isn't your typical deodorant. It's clinical strength. 2 times better at controlling sweat than the standard. It controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. And after just 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%. Also, unlike other deodorants loaded with chemicals, Mando uses only premium ingredients like gentle mandelic acid to keep you fresh and dry.
It's a very sweaty time of year for me, and this has really saved my life.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I was
socially, personally.
I was at a concert last night and people couldn't help but gather around and smell. They were like, everyone else stinks except for this one guy. Let's hang out by him the whole night.
I did have a strange experience recently at a music event where this older woman walked past me and then came back and was like, "You smell really good."
Hey, there you go.
This is real. This really happened. I was very weirded out by it, but I was like, that must be the Mando, I guess. Please go away. Anyway, Mando.
Yeah, go light on this Mando deodorant. People are going to be flocking to you.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Don't use too much.
Yeah.
Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for our viewers, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use code ITDaily at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide plus free shipping. SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say bye-bye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness.
This episode is also sponsored by another one of my favorites, Tempo. I got one waiting for me when I get home. Summer is winding down, but there's still plenty of time for vacations, outdoor adventures, and more. But that also means less time spent cooking healthy meals at home. If you're reaching for quick solutions that compromise your nutrition, Tempo has your back. With fresh, protein-rich meals ready in just 3 minutes, you can fuel your summer fun without sacrificing your health or valuable free time. Tempo delivers fresh, chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals right to your door. Packed with protein, their delicious meals help keep you fueled and ready for your next workout. Tempo serves up fast, feel-good, single-serving meals that are crafted to cook in just 3 minutes so you can eat well without sacrificing on taste or convenience. With new recipes each week that are made with real ingredients and nutrient-rich, they make it very easy to keep up a healthy lifestyle. I'm doing a half marathon at the end of the month. I know I'm going to kill it anyway, but it's good to have my health in check and my eating habits stabilized leading up to it because sometimes I can be a bit of a pig.
Yeah.
This keeps me on track.
You gotta hit your macros.
Yeah, and this one does it for me. Got some shrimp scampi waiting at home.
Oh, baby. Their perfectly portioned lunches and dinners take the guesswork out of eating well, are fully prepared, and can be heated in the microwave in just 3 minutes. They offer a variety of meals for different dietary and taste preferences, including protein-packed, calorie-conscious, carb-conscious, and fiber-rich. For a limited time, Tempo is offering our viewers 60% off your first box. Go to tempomeals.com/todaydaily. That's tempomeals.com/todaydaily for 60% off your first box. Tempomeals.com/todaydaily. Rules and restrictions may apply.
All right, back to the news. And yeah, it's more bad stuff as we alluded to, but we promise there's some good news at the end, so stick around. But now let's talk about the two big incidents that further prove that these immigration enforcement tactics are not exactly targeting violent criminals, drug dealers, and gang members, because ICE raided a Hyundai factory in Georgia late last week and arrested nearly 500 employees. And not that it matters, because everyone should be afforded due process in this country, but it looks like a majority of the people apprehended were here on work visas doing construction on the plant, which had yet to open.
Cool. Yeah, American manufacturing is back, and it will be very attractive to workers.
Yeah,
knowing that,
and especially
shit goes
international investment in the manufacturing plants in our country.
Like the Korean government, like straight up was just like, yeah, we gotta like maybe
we gotta figure this out.
Reconsider any like future trade interactions with the U.S. if this is how shit's gonna go.
Yeah, and this was
because this was a mutually beneficial thing, a beautiful thing we had set up here.
This wasn't the operation of the plant either. These were people that were here to construct the plant.
Yeah.
And it was all kicked off apparently by some woman who's running for local government. Who,
very cool.
Yeah. Who inevitably or inadvertently might have cost her area hundreds of jobs, because this plant was going to bring, thousands of jobs to the area.
Yeah.
So
great job, idiot.
Now the manufacturing plant will almost certainly be delayed, putting on hold a massive foreign investment in the United States worth billions of dollars, which was bringing thousands of jobs to that area. Here's CNN with more. Until last week, Ellabelle, Georgia's biggest claim to fame was being chosen as the site of Hyundai's first fully electrified vehicle and battery manufacturing campus in the United States, a project state leaders promised would bring 8,500 jobs and transform the rural economy. The narrative cracked when, in the largest immigration raid of President Donald Trump's second term, nearly 500 federal, state, and local officers descended on the Hyundai LG battery plant construction site and arrested 475 people.
That's so many fucking cops.
For that many people, it's one cop per person.
I mean, that's customer service, baby. 1-to-1.
Yeah, they really got the white glove service.
That's so many cops. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Agents with Homeland Security Investigations said the majority were Korean nationals, though others were from different countries. Some, officials said, had crossed into the U.S. unlawfully. Others had overstayed visas. Still others were on visa waivers allowing entry for tourism or business, but do not permit employment. As officers, masked and carrying rifles, fanned across the sprawling site, they ordered construction workers to line up against walls, demanded dates of birth and social security numbers, and began sorting who would be cleared to leave and who would be loaded onto buses bound for the Folkestone Ice Processing Center more than 100 miles away. Workers described the scene as a war zone. One hid in an air duct to avoid capture.
There's video of that, and it's crazy.
Yeah, she should not have posted that, if you ask me. But others tried to flee into a sewage pond. Agents used a boat to fish them out, and prosecutors later alleged one man tried to flip the vessel. By the end of the day, hundreds were gone. Construction at the 2,900-acre site stopped cold. South Korean officials confirmed more than 300 of their citizens were among those detained. The foreign ministry said it had conveyed concerns and regret to Washington, dispatched diplomats to Georgia, and warned the rights of Korean nationals investing in U.S. projects must not be violated. Nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Following negotiations, the detained Korean workers will be returned to South Korea on a chartered flight, South Korean Presidential Chief of Staff Kang Hoon-sik said on Sunday.
In addition to all this, though, the Trump administration won a major Supreme Court decision regarding ICE raids in Los Angeles specifically, but it's a decision that will immediately have ripple effects across the nation because ICE has just been given the go-ahead to just keep racially profiling people in order to keep their deportation numbers up. They literally just can stop people now because they
if you look or
Hispanic.
sound Mexican, Guatemalan, or just I don't know what that language is you're speaking.
So I got to pull you over and check your papers.
They literally have the swatch.
Yeah.
They got the swatch.
They got the approval to use the swatch.
Jesus.
Here's the Associated Press. The conservative majority lifted a restraining order from a judge who found that roving patrols were conducting indiscriminate stops in and around LA. The order had barred immigration agents from stopping people solely based on their race, language, job, or location. The court's 6-3 decision followed a pattern of at least temporarily allowing some of the Republican administration's harshest policies, while leaving room for the possibility of a different outcome after the legal case plays out fully. The net effect, meanwhile, has Trump pushing ahead in many of the areas he considers most critical. The majority did not explain its reasoning, as is typical on the court's emergency docket, but Justice Brett Kavanaugh said the lower court judge had gone too far in restricting how immigration and customs enforcement agents can carry out brief stops for questioning.
So we're doing like stop and frisk on a national scale now?
That's the thing is, if someone is driving while Hispanic, speaking a different language, or existing in an area where foreign laborers are known to hang out, or anything, whatever classification they want to come up with, if you're just in that area, you're considered suspicious. And obviously this doesn't matter because they're just going to stop people wherever and make up the reason afterwards.
Right.
But this gives them the green light.
Yeah. So in his explanation, Brett Kavanaugh literally said the quiet part out loud, seemingly unaware of the fact that it reads like something straight out of the Third Reich. If the person is a U.S. citizen or otherwise lawfully in the United States, that individual will be free to go after the brief encounter. Only if the person is illegally in the United States may the stop lead to further immigration proceedings. Yeah, sure. Everyone's walking around with their fucking like birth certificate and their
Social Security
passport,
card,
Social Security, all that. It's just a quick thing. Let me see your papers real quick.
Yeah,
Your
papers, please.
papers are in order.
Also, I mean, we pointed this out before, but a lot of unhoused people have all of their identification and belongings thrown away.
By Gavin Newsom.
By our governor. And
He's personally going and tossing it in the
outside of California, this does happen in a lot of places. So many people just do not have, even if they are here legally or born here or whatever, don't have this paperwork on them at all.
Now, obviously, the minority of liberal judges were the only ones to dissent. We should not have to live in a country where the government can seize anyone who looks Latino, speaks Spanish, and appears to work a low-wage job, Justice Sonia Sotomayor wrote, joined by Justices Elena Kagan and Ketanji Brown Jackson. Rather than stand idly by while our constitutional freedoms are lost, I dissent. And like we said, this decision was based off of a temporary ruling that blocked the Trump administration from conducting these kinds of raids in Los Angeles. And it should be noted that ICE was continuing to do it anyway.
Yeah, they weren't following the order.
Yeah, so despite it being unlawful for the last 2 months or so, they just kept on doing it.
Yeah, it was 3 weeks where they kind of sort of pulled back a little bit. They didn't all the way. And then when August got started, it was full force again. I can only imagine what's coming this week after they've been emboldened again.
Yeah, this was just the Supreme Court codifying what was already going on. But yeah, this ruling will obviously lead to these types of raids elsewhere in the country since they just got the green light from the Supreme Court.
Yeah, nothing to worry
The
about.
highest court of the land.
If a judge tries to pull some shit wherever in the country, Miami, Chicago, wherever, don't worry, the Supreme Court has your back. So just go right ahead.
You know, George Washington was racist. I feel like our laws should be racist.
Yeah,
I have
that's them-
consulted the ancestors.
Yeah, talking to the orb that talks to our ancestors, yeah.
Yes, Thomas Jefferson, very, very racist. He would not want our laws to not reflect
His
that deep
racism.
racism that he held in his heart as a founder of this great racist nation.
Anyways, we really wish that there were funnier things to talk about, specifically in regards to our big dumb president. But it is important to bring you guys up to speed on stuff like this because we are aware at how the news landscape has shifted and how many of you rely on people like us to keep you informed as well as entertained. So in an attempt to make fun of our extremely depressing future, let's at least take a look at the latest update on our country's big, upcoming 250th birthday celebration. Woo! Aren't we all proud? But yeah, that celebration will apparently feature the now infamous UFC fight on the White House lawn.
I kind of hope there's no like ring. They're just fighting on the grass.
No, well, this latest update says that there will be an octagon.
I want to see two sweaty dudes rolling around in the grass.
Maybe they don't put the actual like platform down. They do the chain link, but it's on the grass. Or on the hard concrete or whatever flooring it is in the Rose Garden.
I don't like seeing people get scraped.
Yeah, but hey, it was Trump's choice to make the Rose Garden look like that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we don't really have that much to add here because this is arguably the most ridiculous thing to come out of this administration. But there were some new details released about what this match is going to look like. And it actually surpasses even my wildest imagination of how far they were going to go with this. And aside from that, it once again confirms that this is a real thing that is apparently really going to happen because we live in clown world. So the information came straight from UFC Chief Executive Dana White during a visit to the White House last week. But this graphic from Fox News has all the details in a way that is presented exactly how it would look on any TV in the movie Idiocracy. So here you go. Plans for UFC cage match on White House lawn. Octagon cage on South Lawn. Full fight card. Lincoln Memorial weigh-ins. Jumbo screens on ellipse. Possible Oval Office walkout. So they're going to do weigh-ins at the Lincoln Memorial, right in front of Honest Abe, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Keep them honest.
They're going to be projecting this to a crowd of people that are on the ellipse, I guess, who are going to be there for other festivities. God only knows what those are going to look like. But, like, it's going to be a full-packed weekend. It's going to be Trump's Coachella. There's going to be a big schedule. And at the end of the night, on one of the nights, you're going to be able to watch the UFC fight. No pay-per-view. You got to be there to see it.
This is America's fight.
Yeah. And then to top it all off, this would actually blow my mind. But he's at least pitching that they are doing the warm-ups and walkouts from the fucking Oval Office of the White House onto the lawn for the fights. So you can imagine Trump sitting at like the desk, being like, "All right, you have a good fight out there," but only like to the American fighters. The fighters from other countries are in like the broom closet.
Fighters from other countries are like dosed. Without their knowledge before the fights to make them sluggish and weak.
Yeah. And they're in like the kitchen or something at the White House. They don't get the honor of coming out of any of the actual rooms.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think we need to really explain this further. You can all visualize how ridiculous this is going to look. This is the administration fully jumping the shark, and it will become a visual representation of this era in our country for decades to come, as long as someone is still continuing to accurately write history books in the future.
I mean, I think they will be, just not here.
Yes. It'll be interesting from a global perspective well off into the future, if the Earth exists.
Well, the Earth will exist.
We will.
Humankind, I'm not so sure about.
Yeah.
All right, here's something we can all laugh at, though. People in positions of power getting absolutely smoked in the court of public opinion because they were exposed on camera in front of millions while being total fucking assholes to children. So while we were on break, a Polish CEO was caught on camera snatching a hat from a little boy as a tennis player tried to pass it to the boy.
Stealing candy from a baby.
Yep. Yoink. Sorry, kid.
That's going to teach you a lot about B2B sales. You'll see.
So these greedy fucks, they just have no shame. We know this. You've known this. And luckily, this guy was called out for being such an insufferable asshole and just doing it. He got caught on 4K.
Yeah.
He issued an apology, but only because he was caught.
Yeah.
So here's the BBC with more on this particular story. The man who was caught on camera snatching a hat off a young boy at the U.S. Open has said he made a huge mistake after footage of the incident went viral. Peter Szarek, a Polish chief executive of a paving firm, said he was convinced tennis star Kamil Majerzak had been passing his hat in my direction. I know I did something that seemed like consciously collecting a memento from a child, he wrote in a statement.
I'm sure that's what it looked like on camera as I did it, sure.
The camera adds 10 sins.
Yeah.
This wasn't my intention, but it doesn't change the fact that I hurt the boy and disappointed the fans. The 50-year-old wrote on social media on Monday, I would like to unequivocally apologize to the injured boy, his family, as well as all the fans and the player himself. He added that he had given the hat back to the boy and hoped that it had at least partially repaired the damage that was done.
You know, they won't show you that on TV. You know, after I was called out
Yeah.
for it, I went and handed that hat right back to him.
Where's that article?
Yeah. So then this guy got a lucky break because
Well, he had no choice. They got him dead to rights.
I know,
you
but-
got to give the hat back.
yeah, of course. But this guy actually got a lucky break because just a few days after he was caught doing this shit, a mecha Karen
Baseball Karen.
with the haircut. You know the one.
Yeah, I didn't know they still did that.
Yeah, well, she might have been normal before the barber fucked her up, but now she's got the Karen and she's acting like one. I mean, glasses, angry face, shouting, that haircut, all the parts were there.
I like this one because there are so many fucking angles.
Yeah,
of this.
everyone was recording.
Like, I want to see, someone needs like that forensic architecture group that like reconstructs like war crimes. We need to see them do that with this incident.
There was other footage of her screaming at a completely separate fan.
Well, yeah, because the entire section was like calling her a bitch. It, Like eventually chased them out of the stadium. But,
There's
like,
her-
and she was like personally like arguing with every single person calling her a bitch.
The person who I guess turned out to be her significant other was sitting there, and when it gets back to the shot, he's just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyways, this woman stole a baseball from a child whose father was able to successfully collect it for him. It was a home run.
It's a home run.
It's
and,
it's fair ball for anyone in the stands who can get it. She didn't even
yeah, there's no like rules here. There's no.
but she wasn't even like holding on to it, and he like ran and took it out of her hand. It was bouncing through the bleachers.
Yeah, there's no like dibs. There's no.
Just because it hits the seat in front of you doesn't mean that's your property.
Yeah.
If someone runs over and grabs it, that's theirs. That's the baseball code.
Just because you touched it first and then dropped it doesn't mean that's your baseball.
No.
And also, like, who the fuck cares? I mean, I get it. It's important. It would be really cool to get a home run ball. But also, you know what's even cooler than me getting a home run ball? Getting to see a young boy
Whose dreams come true.
get that home run ball
Yeah.
and sharing in his joy.
Yeah. This is all made worse by the fact that the moment that she came screaming into the guy's face, it was the most loving embrace.
Yes, the dad got the ball and he brought it to his son, and it was just like a
His
real
eyes were
father-son moment,
closed.
like,
It was-
excuse me,
And he's
my ball.
He's freaked out. He jumps back.
Dad
He-
does one of these.
He almost like cocks back, like
Yeah.
dad mode engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, you can see it sort of going through his head of just being like, fuck.
All right,
I
just
gotta
take the
just
fucking
yeah.
ball. It's a good lesson for the son.
Yeah, because it's like, don't start shit, you know. It's always better.
You're not going to win this fight.
Yeah.
Just look.
I
Just
mean, he handled it exactly how you should.
better than a lot of
But,
people would.
yeah.
Yeah. Phillies outfielder Harrison Bader hit a home run during a matchup against the Miami Marlins on Friday at Lone Depot Park in Miami, with the baseball flying into the stands. As fans scramble to catch the ball, footage shows, the ball appears to land one row in front of a woman while a man runs over to grab it. After grabbing the ball, he walks back to his seat and gives the ball to a young boy.
Wow, what a magical moment.
Yeah, what a special moment for that child. Something that will be a core memory for a lifetime. Him and his dad.
But the woman, who has been dubbed the Phillies Karen by some critics on social media, is then seen walking over to the man. She berates him and can be heard saying, "That was mine," on another video clip of the incident. "You took it from me. That was in my hands," the woman is heard saying to the man. He then takes the ball back from the boy and hands it to the woman, who walks away with the ball. It is unclear on the video whether the woman actually grabbed the ball once it landed or whether the man took the ball from the woman's hand. Nevertheless, the Phillies and Marlins teams were aware that few things are as exciting for a young fan as getting a home run ball. An employee, described by MLB as a Marlins staffer, can be seen in one video giving the boy a Miami Marlins gift bag filled with swag after the incident, telling him, "I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" and wishing him a happy birthday. Is his fucking birthday?
It was his birthday
Oh
this
my
weekend.
God.
Yeah.
The man who gave the ball to the boy initially was reported by Philadelphia TV station NBC 10 to be the boy's father, Drew Feltwell, who told the broadcaster that his son Lincoln's birthday was a few days away. After the game, the young fan was given another memorable gift, meeting the player who hit the home run ball. Bader talked with the young fan and gave him an autographed baseball bat. And
This woman hasn't been.
they've been kind of going. They've been wilding out and like misidentifying multiple people.
Yeah.
And like just harassing businesses who are like, we don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, there was like one report that I don't know if it's true because I didn't include it because there's no confirmation really other than posts that this was someone involved in like a local school, like school supervisor or something like that.
I mean, they'll find her. But.
Yeah, but regardless, it's like, lady, what are you even going to do with this ball? And especially now. Like,
she's going to put it on her shelf. And then several years from now, when a bunch of children playing at the local park hit one of their own baseballs into her yard and come up with some elaborate, like roundabout Rube Goldberg-esque way of getting their ball back, they're eventually going to get into her yard and she's going to come out and be like, I got some balls for you. And the dog that they thought was gigantic turns out to just be a normal, friendly dog.
I think that's...
And she's blind and she's black.
That's
she's played by James Earl Jones.
That's the Sandlot.
That's right.
What I think is going to happen is that, well, even if she didn't get caught on camera being a fucking bitch, this would have just sat on a shelf and collected dust, and she would have forgotten about it after a week.
Well, yeah, it's like, it's just a game
now,
ball.
It's a permanent representation of this woman's personality sitting, staring at her.
Yeah, it is kind of a cursed object.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that ball.
Yeah, like, I mean, anyone who comes over, even if she does have it on display, someone's going to be like, oh, what's the story behind that?
Stole it from a child.
I really can't talk about it. It reflects very poorly on my ethics and morals.
Why don't I show you? I bought the moment as an NFT. Here you go. It's on video on this cool floating frame.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you can see, Elliot, I didn't know which one he was going to wear, so I didn't wear one. Maybe I'll wear it tomorrow. But Elliot's wearing a brand new shirt from our merch store that I hope works. We're going to put the link in the description. You click on the description and open it up past the sponsor links. There'll be a link to our merch store.
What's the URL?
It's confusing. We didn't pay for like a custom .com address.
Oh, okay.
So it's like internettoday.myshopify.com. You'll figure it out. There's a link in the description.
Yeah. Put it on screen too for all the readers out there.
Yeah. Hey, readers. Okay, it's on the screen.
Okay.
You got me?
Yeah.
We have 2 shirts up right now. We're going to have 2 more coming up probably in October just to keep things interesting.
Yeah.
But,
you asked for it, and 10 years later,
we delivered. And the way that this works is it's going to go right out to you. This is not like we're not collecting these for a month.
No drops. I mean, it's drop shipping because we're not
fucking touching this stuff.
Yeah, we're not involved in this at all, aside from uploading a file to a website.
And then looking at the samples and saying, yep, that passes the test. So that means you're going to get it a lot faster, and we also don't have to take it down. I mean, eventually we'll probably take them down just so we have new stuff up.
Just to fuck with you.
But the previous way was like, yeah, you can only have it for 2 weeks, and then it's going to take 3 months to get to you. No, this way you're going to get it in like a week.
Yeah.
From the day you order it. So get out there, order a bunch of merch if you want to. It'll support the show. It'll make you look real nice.
It's a really nice print, too.
There you go.
It's got texture.
And we'll leave you with that. Also, like the video. Thank you very much for doing that. Leave a comment. Talk about how much you love the merch. Let everyone know you bought a piece. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
We need to make a whole album of songs about buying that merch. Like Jake Paul circa 2017.
No.
All I want for Christmas is my
IT merch.
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Sure. There we go. All right. We'll see you soon. There's other videos for you to watch right over here, including a new Weekly Weird News. So check those out, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.